Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So there is a bug that has been over 2 years now that is still in the game, and we don't really have any word from the devs. This also affects the new enchantment that just got released that many of you come to me and say it's not working. I did cover this in a video over a month ago, but perhaps it wasn't so direct. Now this is the Divine Aegis Combat Enchantment from the new campaign Adventures in Wildspace. You do have to get to milestone 4, I believe, and you can purchase it right here. I'm going to go ahead and do so as it is technically the best in slot combat enchantment for healers right now, and you should have one, to be honest, if you want to increase your raw healing effectiveness. There are, of course, alternatives you can use, but this is outright the best. The unfortunate thing is, and many of you may have noticed, it does not really work the way you would expect. Some of you claiming it's not working whatsoever, and you kind of misunderstand what's working and what's not working. So I'm going to go and upgrade this. I'll just use some preservation wards there. 20% chance, we should be no problem. Yes, we even just one attempt got it. 5% chance, we can use a primitive mode there. We can throw in some more preservation wards again, just to protect the glyphs. I got plenty refinement, I got plenty gold. Try until success, 6% upgrade chance, 17 fails, ouch. And let's just throw in a stack of 99 and try until success, see how unlucky we are. 17 plus 9 more fails, I guess that's alright. But now we're at 0%, we're just going to throw in some co-modes. These ones are all bound, so it's whatever. And getting it to Mythic then as well. And from here, we can go and sell it. Like, you can make some profit off this just by, say, using upgrade materials that are already bound, like my co-modes there, and go on to sell it for nearly 3 million astral diamonds, taking away pretty decent amount of profit. You can do that with all the other ones too. However, if you want to use it personally, then you're best off trading it in here. So Divine Aegis account unlock, and then, oops, we need to go back and claim it again. So Divine Aegis and Mythic, and then we can go and upgrade that. It is now character bound, unlocked as account wide for all my alts. And again, we'll just use another bound co-mode. Once it's on Celestial, we can then make it account wide for all my alts by trading that in just here. And then we have to go back, claim the Mythic one, and then go back to the Celestial one and claim the Celestial one, spending the Mythic one. Very convoluted, but that's how it works, and you should already know if you've done your other enchantments. But now we have the Divine Aegis. Now, of course, you want to go to a heal character and you want to use it there. So I'll switch over to my paladin. It's just I did the campaign on my rogue and I have not really done it on any of my other characters. There's just not that much of an incentive, to be honest. So once we're here, we can go to the Mythic enchantments, claim the Mythic one, then go to Celestial and hand in the Mythic one and get the Celestial one. So now we're here on my healer. I don't believe I have insignias. Let's go and ruin my loadout. That's fine. Oh, we do have insignias. That's good. And we can go and slot the Divine Aegis in here. This gives us 9% total outgoing healing. However, you will notice it will not affect your total outgoing healing stat. And that is intended. We can switch between those two combat enchantments and you can see no change there whatsoever. That led to many of you claiming it does not work. It does work. It's total outgoing healing, which means it adds to this stat, but behind the scenes, you don't see it. And the reason it's hidden is because it can go over the 90%. What you can see here is maxed out at 90% stats. Like, you can't go higher than that when you're looking at bonuses from ratings and looking at bonuses from companions. But things that say total outgoing healing, you will not see add to this, and they will contribute to your outgoing healing. Of course, you do want to test them, and I have gone and tested this. You can switch back to my older video with the Divine Aegis, but it is much like the bonus you get from these weapons, from the Opal ring, from the Dominance ring, all just total outgoing healing bonus. So confirmed, it works there. The thing that also might lead you to wonder if it works at all is the shield effect. Whenever you heal an ally with an at-will, an encounter, or daily power, you generate a shield on yourself and your target. And the magnitude is equal to 6, and this can stack up to 20 times. And you may notice when you just heal like NPCs and allies around, you will gain these stacks. Like we have 18 here. We can go cast the power again, and we're maxed out at 20. But the problem people find is that you don't really notice the shield, and that's correct. This shield is so tiny, you will be very hard pressed to actually even see it. If I cast Bond of Virtue on these guys, you can see we gain a bunch of stacks, and you can see we gain an ever so slight shield. I can cast this encounter power, this cleansing light. We can gain more stacks there as well. Let's cast this again. Now we're at 20 stacks. You can see those pixels. That's the size of the shield you're getting from this enchantment. And I don't think it's intended, but it does work. The only thing that doesn't work is the fact it's not being affected by your healing stats. What is happening is this adds up to a total of 120 magnitude, and at this base damage value here, 10,434, will result in a shield size of 12,521. That is the amount of hit points of shield we are gaining on our character at 20 stacks. And that's why this shield is so tiny when you look compared to your own hit points, because right now my character is above 1.1 million hit points, nearly 1.2 million. So this shield is like 1% of our hit points, and that's why it shows so minuscule on your hit point bar, and that's why you may think it doesn't work in the first place. But it does. It's just not affected by these heal stats at all. If it was affected, it should give you 124,000 hit point shield. Not this nonsense, which is like 1% of your hit points. It should give like 10% of your hit points, nearly 11% of your hit points. What is good about it though, is it does stack on top of your other shields. So for example, I have these shields here. We can wait for this Divine Aegis to drop off, and you'll notice pixel difference, but it does there reduce in size. So it stacks with other player shields, which is a great thing. And honestly, this should get fixed. This bug, as far as I can guess, is a problem that comes from copy and pasting the exact coding that another combat enchantment has, the Celestial Battle Tempered. This should be the best combat enchantment damage dealers can use to give them extra survivability. The base equip bonus of this on Celestial is 12% bonus damage, much like the other offensive combat enchantments like the Lightning Flash. And so this is intended to be used to give you survivability by adding shield. But it has the exact same issue. The shield is not affected by your healing stats. So we can go to some dummies. I can attack them. You can see we will gain a tiny shield. You can see it just creeping up there. And this can give you a total of 20 stacks. As you can see the icon up here. Attack a bit more. There we go. And that's the most shield we're getting. But this, with these stats here, and I'm not a healer, I will still gain a pretty sizable shield. We can see the enchantment can get to 240 magnitude and should result in 127,000 hit points as a shield with these exact stats. In combat, when everything's buffed up, I'm gonna have 90% power and 90% crit severity. Those are the heal stats. But then you also have incoming healing and outgoing healing, which you generally will not focus as a damage dealer. So they're pretty low. If I were to get those to 90%, you can see we'd gain nearly a 300,000 shield from this. That's what healers would get here. So you can see it's 12 magnitude, which is actually double what Divine Aegis is giving right there. And that's why, yeah, you could be able to get up to 300,000 shields. So it should be like a very viable combat enchantment to add to your survivability. It's just, for some reason, Cryptic Studios, the devs, just either don't know what to do with it, or don't even realize this, and I hope this video can shed some light onto the issue. These combat enchantments work, they could be useful, but they are not nearly as effective without that shield doing anything. Like, Divine Aegis just becomes a 9% total outgoing healing bonus. The shield becomes pretty irrelevant. Battle Temper just becomes a 12% damage bonus and the shield's becoming irrelevant. So Lightning Flash is going to far outdo it. You're losing so much by not having this. And it doesn't even work properly to give you any decent shield. You're gaining like 1% of your hit point versus what it should be at least 12 to 20%. So once again, hopefully that answers some of your questions. And yeah, this Battle Tempered came out in Module 22. They had all the time in the world, over 2 years, to ever fix it, and they don't seem to have done anything. So to be honest, there's not a lot of hope for Divine Aegis. It is still the best healing enchantment out there because there is no other one that gives total outgoing healing bonus. But we could very likely get another one with total outgoing healing and have an actual useful bonus compared to this if they never actually go and fix it. I think it's a real shame that it does not work at all, the shield, on both Divine Aegis and Battle Tempered, especially for Battle Tempered. It just makes the combat enchantment completely useless and pointless to run. But once again, thanks for watching. A massive thank you to all of these channel members for your added support, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.